How are you guys? I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in with 6IC I Believe in Self, Fspm Fitness, and Kyrie Hinton himself. It's an honor to be back in your presence. Where you been at? Where you been at? Working. You guys are going to be very proud of me and everything I have to show you guys. So, shall we jump right into it? Well, before we do that, I want to give you guys a little bit of an alliteration or an analogy or whatever. You know how you're in traffic, right? You're in traffic and you have that person in front of you that's going pretty slow, or say you're that person that's going really slow. You know, you got a line behind you, everything is building up, you know, you're driving cautiously, thinking you're doing just fine. You're thinking you're doing just fine, but you got people going around you, passing you, and sooner or later, somebody tries to come around and cut you off and causes you to crash. You see what I'm saying? See, you have to stay in the flow of traffic. Otherwise, you're going to get somebody else hurt, or you're going to get hurt yourself. And see, we have to apply that to real life as well. You don't want to just be moving too cautiously through life because you will fail. You have to be able to stay in the flow of life. You should always be trying new things. You should always be exceeding your goals, your expectations. Every day, remember, you should be asking yourself, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? That's what we should be doing every single day. Now, I got a perfect analogy for you. Now, I have a perfect presentation for you guys, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Actually, I know you will. You see, because the question is, how can I get to where I want to be? People always ask who, what, when, where, and why. You see, I used to tell my mom when I was young that I always felt like it was an invisible stream behind my head. And then it was something holding me back. Well, it wasn't until 10, 15 years later until I found out that was a paradigm, my habitual behavior. See, I wasn't used to moving forward, so I didn't have the habit of moving forward, so it was very difficult for me to move forward. You see, I didn't really understand how the mind works, not the brain, but the mind. The brain is just a manifestation of the mind. The brain is just a giant molecule, you know, that has nothing to do with your mind, no longer than the hair on your arm does. You see what I'm saying? Look, guys, this is how you get to where you want to be, by studying this stuff every single day. It's the same thing. Fspm. That's financial, spiritual, physical, mental, fitness. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to do these in order, but you need to have them in order. You understand what I'm telling you? We can work it any way you want to. It just sounds better, FSPM. It just rolls off the tongue a lot easier. But we can do MPSF, you know. You need mental fitness. You should be working out your brain every single day. Just like you go to the gym. You should be working out your brain every single day. And see, like what I'm saying is that since birth, you already knew right from wrong. You already knew what you had to do to get to where you wanted to be. The only thing is that you were only using the 5 physical faculties instead of the 5 mental faculties of your brain. You see, now you have imagination, memory, intuition, will, and perspective. Perspective. See, now, you have to understand that these are thought processes. You understand what I'm saying? These are thought processes, okay? If you change your perspective on the way you look at things, I promise you, your income will increase by 10 times. Now, I don't mean income just as in money. I'm quite sure you want more love. more love from Yah, the Heavenly Father, more love from the universe, more love from your children, more love from your loved ones. I'm quite sure you want more money. I'm quite sure you want to bask in an abundance of the good things in life. And the only way that you're going to be able to do that is if you change your perspective. See, you don't want to focus too much on the physical faculties, because if you continue to let the outside world control what's going on inside of you, then you're not going to get very far. See, there's people out there that says, I'm depressed, that's why I'm fat. No, you're fat, that's why you're depressed. I'm depressed, that's why I can't seem to get up and go reach my goals. No, you're not giving it your best, that's why you're depressed. And I feel like that sometimes. You know, I understand when I'm moving into a low vibration, it's because I'm not giving it the best that I got and that I know that I'm capable of. You see, the thing is about you, you already know your capabilities. It's just that you kept telling that conscious thought, we'll do it next time, we know what to do already, it's easy. We'll do it next time, we already know what to do, it's easy. We'll do it next time, we already know what to do, it's easy. See, now you've done that for 10, 15, 20 years now, and now that conscious thought is just completely obliterated, and now you're just basking in a world of junk. And now the only things you're living off of is what you hear, see, taste, smudge, and hear, taste, touch, feel, smell. You see what I'm saying? So you have to understand that if you change your perspective on yourself and everything around you, you will increase your income by 10 times, because you have to understand that everything comes from here first and then it works its way out. That's why imagination, image, is so important. You see, imagination is so important because technology isn't advancing. Humans are advancing. You see, this very whiteboard, this erasers and all these tools that I'm using, this presentation that I'm doing to you guys right now, I had to imagine this first. And once you start to imagine something and you feed it into the subjective mind, which is the emotional mind, it comes literally out through the instrument, which is the flesh. It has no choice but to come up through there. It's an expression. You see, show me who you are and I can tell you what you're doing. You have to have the ability to understand that when you imagine something, your subjective mind has no choice but to accept that. Your subjective mind has no choice but to accept whatever you feed it consciously. You see what I'm saying? Just kind of like what I was going back with the perspective. If your perspective is, I can't do that, I can't do that, and you have a real faculty, you feed that into your emotional mind of sadness or whatever it is, or just disability, it's going to express itself through the instrument, which is the body. You see? Okay. You have to understand that imagination is everything, and you have to literally imagine yourself doing what you want to, get emotionally involved with it, and the body has no choice to follow. It's literally that simple, and it's so obvious, but yet nobody's doing it. When you start to imagine things, you have to have the will to do it. Now, like I said before, you already know what you have to do to be where you want to be. But you have to consent. You have to make the decision. If you don't make the decision to make change, then nothing will change. Same thing with perspective. If you change the way you look at things, what you look at changes. It's literally black and white. Evil and good. Yah is. That's it. There's no more, there's no less. There's no more amount of energy from the beginning to the end of time, and there's no less amount of energy from the beginning to the end of time. You see what I'm saying? See, we have a set of rules that we have to follow. You ever stuck your finger in the socket and you got shocked? You're literally living energy. You're no different from the plants doing photosynthesis. It's all energy. It's all vibrations and different levels of it. This may seem like a lot, but don't worry. We're going to continue to repeat the same thing until it just clicks. Now understand that when you have the will and you make the decision to do something, your body is going to follow. Everything's going to change for you. Intuition. What is intuition? Intuition is where you ever walk in a room with your friend, you're talking to a friend, and you can feel their mood changes instantly like that. That's intuition. You see, now I have a mentor named Coach Vernon Anderson, and he helps me a lot. And he told me that he can help me get anything that I want. And I didn't believe it at all. But for some reason, I believed that he believed that I can be anything I want. And that right there registers a truth in my mind, which is intuition. You know how you just believe somebody? If somebody's telling you a story and you know they're telling the truth, that's a trigger in your mind. That's a mental faculty. That's intuition. You see what I'm saying? Now you have memory. Memory is big. You got good memories, you got bad memories. A good way to help on your perspective is to feed those good memories. You have to understand that you are the most powerful being that Yah has ever created. How do I know that for a fact? Did you know that your body can literally, the hydrogen atoms in your body can literally feed a fully industrialized country for nearly a week? You literally have 11 million kilowatts of power per pound flowing through and in and out of you. You can talk, use the bathroom, and study all at the same time. And eat. You can eat, use the bathroom, study, and talk on the phone all at the same time. Name somebody else name another creature that can do that. You're literally the most powerful thing here. You're also the most disoriented thing here too, because you've been blessed with these intuitions, or you've been blessed with these faculties as well. You see, instinct is perfect. You see the animals out there. When you see an animal, you just see birds in the sky. They fit perfectly right into their environment. You, on the other hand, is completely disoriented in your environment. What I'm saying is that when you see another person, you actually check them out. And I don't mean like you're just checking somebody out. I mean like you like, who was that? I wonder who that is. Change your perspective, you increase your income by 10 times. And don't worry, we're going to get better at this. Now that's mental fitness. We're about to go to physical fitness. I want you to understand that physical fitness is just as important as mental fitness. Physical fitness. I want you to understand that physical fitness teaches you that when it hurts, you push through it. Push through what? Life. You push through life. Now, I want you to understand that when you practice physical fitness, you're blessed with energy. I hear a lot of moms and dads out there, they're like, I'm tired. All they do is go to work and come home. You know, you're not training your body to see. When you work the ideas start to work. So if you're only dumbing yourself down to just being a family man or just focusing on your family and nothing about like you improving yourself, you just go to work, you just come home and just kind of leave it at that. Well, your body's only used to you. You have set your body up to only accommodate enough energy to do those everyday activities that you participate in. It sounds a little difficult, I know, but if you only put out a certain amount of energy every day, then just like everything else, you're going to adapt. So when you do try to practice physical fitness, you get extremely tired, your body's ready to give up, this and that. That's why it's good to push through those things because you get blessed with energy. Same thing with life. When you try to do new things in life, your paradigm instantly tries to get you to stop. When you're trying new things or you're studying something new, instantly your brain or your mind, something in your mind, something, I like to call it Satan. Satan in your mind instantly tries to get you to do something else. How does he do that? He does that by getting you thinking about the football game, what your friends doing. You're constantly checking your phone. Any conversation is important now since you're trying to better yourself. So you have to understand that you have to physically, consciously take action and battle the paradigm. Satan. Remember what I was telling you guys from before, okay? Physical fitness is important because it blesses you with energy. And the more energy you get blessed with, the further you may go. Physical fitness also comes with strength. Who doesn't want to be stronger? I'm not saying you gotta be a big boulder or a big rock pumping 235 pounds at the Y or wherever, but you need the strength to lift the weights that you have put on yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So peep this, guys. Physical fitness is just as important as mental fitness. Now let's go over to financial fitness. See, you already know how to make money. You're just not doing it. The reason why you're not doing it is because of that paradigm. You got too comfortable sitting back. You see, strong men create good times create weak men. How does that work? Well, that works because once you get too comfortable, you start to lose everything that you worked for because you're still not keep putting out that same amount of energy to maintain what you got. See, the easy part is getting it. The hard part is keeping it. Financial fitness is very important. It's just as important as physical and mental fitness. Because if you don't have your funds in order, then how can you have fun? See, freedom, if you don't have your funds in order, then you're not going to be able to have fun. You see, we don't want free doom because that is free. But to be free does cost. And what does it cost? It costs time, energy, discipline, focus, grit, and the ability to say no. The ability to say no. Now, that is the most important thing. Excuse me. In the good book, it says in the Bible, in the Word, it says, the wise shall live in wealth and luxury, but the stupid spend it as soon as they get it. Now, are you stupid? Yes or no? You ain't got to tell me that, but I want you to ask yourself that. What do I spend my money on? How many habits do you have? You got 5 habits. You need to boil it down to 1. Which one are you going to do? You don't need to have all of these money-consuming things. And they also consume your time. At that, time is money. It's all the same thing. You understand? Listen. You need to have your funds in order to have fun. Financial fitness comes with time, energy, discipline, focus, grit. You can't manage time. I'm not saying that. You can't manage time, but what you can manage is activity. Activity. Did you know that it doesn't take any more or less amount of energy to live in wealth and luxury than it does to live in poverty and depression? Did you know that? It literally costs you no more energy. When you're scrolling up and down your phone, or you're not doing something that you are completely okay with, you can put that same amount of energy into business, work, trying new things, and keeping an open mind. It doesn't take any more or less amount of energy. Say you work a hard job, you work out in Arizona, or you work here, and those guys who were doing a tar right there on 44th Street, they're doing a tar, it's 100 degrees outside, but they're still out there. Okay, I understand you do that. So you come home, right? You're physically tired, not mentally tired, because you still think. It's not because if once you get mentally tired, you go to sleep. You still can think. So when you get home, you can lay down in your bed and still work on your online business a lot more than you just scroll and waste time. See, you can't manage time, but you can manage activity. You know, they got programs out there about time management. Man didn't even create time, first of all. So how the hell are you going to manage something that you have zero control over? You need to manage activity. Financial fitness, the ability to say no is huge. You have to be able to deny yourself, okay? When your paradigm tells you to go out and spend that extra money, you have to say no. Deny thyself. It says it in the Bible. The Bible is the biggest self-help book ever known to man. A lot of you just overthink it and you push it away. How selfish can you be to yourself? See, you done let the outside world dictate what goes on inside. You need to be very careful of that. If you keep a closed mind, then life will keep its doors closed. There's no open doors for you. You have to deny yourself. And I'm not saying that you can also lead yourself up to a reward. You can be like, okay, I worked all hard this week. I worked hard as hell, made a little bit of extra money. Yeah, I can go ahead and buy that bottle. Yeah, I can go ahead and, have a little fun this weekend. Yeah, you know what, we worked hard all year, so yes, I can take the kids out to vacation or whatever. But you can't take the kids out to vacation every day. So you're gonna have to tell yourself no, 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 until it's time to say yes. And you will know when it's time to say yes because your instrument will have expressed the achievements that you got. You'll have something to show for it, is what I'm saying. This is the biggest one here in financial fitness. These two, they're like twins. You can't manage time. You have to manage your activity. And once you get a master at managing your activity, being the ability to say no will come just like that. Because at this point, it's habitual behavior, which is a paradigm. You're constantly battling the evil one that's inside your head, whatever you want to call it. The bad dog, Satan, the red one. It don't matter. Just know he exists. He, she, it's an entity. Don't overthink it. Now, another huge one. Spiritual fitness. That goes back to the mental faculties. Now, most of you, I might lose most of you here. Spiritual fitness. Spiritual fitness is key in life. You understand what I'm saying? Spiritual fitness is key. If you don't have self-belief, then please tell me how you're going to find the courage to move forward. I just want to know, guys. Spiritual fitness revolves around self-belief. You have to imagine and believe that you can get the things that you want because you're not going to get something that you don't believe that you can have. It's literally science. The Bible is the biggest science book in the world. It has nothing to do with religion. Well, let's break the word down. religio comes from what? Greek, Latin word, which means to, I'm tongue-tied right now, but to abide by. And the Bible is all about abiding by the Ten Commandments. Stay away from degeneracy, and I promise you, you will reach heaven. Because thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So if heaven's on earth, where is hell? Did he not tell you that you don't have to die to go to heaven? We manifested death, not Yah. It even tells you in the book of James. A lot of people are like, oh, Yah's tempting me right now. Yah doesn't tempt you. You tempt your goddamn self. So understand that you need self-belief. The first commandment is thou shalt not murder. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not about to go out there and hurt nobody, but you hurt yourself every day by not living by your purpose. You're literally killing yourself. That's murder. Guys, keep up with what I'm saying. It's pretty deep information. It's a lot, but we're going to keep going over and over and over until it clicks inside your head. Now, self-belief is all about spiritual fitness. You have to constantly practice affirmation. Affirmation is what's going to keep you thriving. Affirmations is what's going to keep you hungry. Affirmation is what's going to get you emotionally, subjective conscious, involved in making sure that your instrument expresses itself in ways that you feel most comfortable. Affirmations, repetitions of I'm so happy and grateful now that I have complete control of my mind, body, soul, and thoughts. I am so happy and grateful now that I fell in love with myself and I know that I can achieve anything that I want. I am so happy and grateful now that I believe I can reach my goals, which is up there. You see? A lot of you might not believe that, and that's sad. But it's true though. I'm just so happy and grateful now that I know the world will continue to spin with or without me. Now, while you're here, what you're going to do? A lot of people are like, oh, I'm glad I woke up today. Well, yeah, a lot of people woke up today and they're wasting a lot of time. You can waste time. You can waste a lot of time. But nobody wants to waste time. Nobody plans to fail. Everybody just fails to plan. And I keep saying everybody because I'm talking to the 98%. It's about to increase to 99 in a second. So you guys have to understand that spiritual fitness is just as important as physical fitness, mental fitness, and financial fitness. Now, it takes time. It takes time. Now, I have a diagram that I'm going to show you guys, okay? This is you. Another you. And the you that another you. Now, the big circle is your mind. The little circle is your body. I made them like this for a reason, because the highest part of you is the mental part of it. It all starts up here. The lowest part of you is the physical part. Just like it says in a good book, physical fitness is only 10% of the battle. And 90% of life is just showing up. You know that already. So now, you got the conscious mind, and you got the subconscious mind. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. It's about to get really dirty right here, so I want you to understand. So you consciously know the good habits. You consciously know bad habits. In order for us to improve, we have to get emotionally involved with the good habits and continue to bring them into the new improved us, you improved you. Some bad habits are going to come because Satan revisits you every season. But throughout time, as we continue to bring in the good habits throughout time, remember, conquering our new fears, coming up with new ideas, and grasping those ideas, holding on to those ideas, getting emotionally involved with those ideas. Remember, the subconscious is the emotional mind. Emotional mind. As we continue to get emotionally involved with the things that matter most to us that are good, we will create the new and improved you, and it will be nothing but good habits. So, we just continue to bring ourselves into new areas and opportunities of life. And as you do reach those new areas and opportunities of life, bad habits will form because you will be on a different tier. But in 5 years or less, your paradigm would have switched so much that you have nothing but good habits. But it takes time. See, you want to continue to take out the good habits because you have good habits. You get emotionally involved in loving your kids. You get emotionally involved in making sure that you show up on time. All of those are just a will. Sometimes you got the bad habits, the habits, whatever they may be. Well, if you continue to pour out the good habits as in, making sure that when you get off work, you work on your side business. Making sure when you get off work, you continue to apply yourself. Go to the gym and continue to put yourself in a vibration that you want to be, which is the frequency that you're trying to reach, which is up here. You're here. And you're trying to get up here. Well, you have to understand that that's on a frequency. You are on a frequency. So you literally have to continue to think like this. And once you start to think like this, that's how you put the good habits into the new and improved you. This will try to follow. But remember, we got the spiritual fitness and the financial fitness to say no. Because bad habits is just wasting money and wasting time, remember. Wasting activity. This will try to follow. But once you get that ability to say no, you're going to keep yourself at this vibration and you're going to stay there. The only way you're going to come back down here is if you start to indulge back into those bad habits. And you can, and remember how you can get yourself involved in those bad habits emotionally. And remember, emotionally is one of the 5 mental faculties, which is memory. If you sit back and reminisce with your friends about how you guys used to get slammed all the time and you just want to drink again, then that's how those bad habits are bringing you back down here. Now I'm breaking it down to you guys, dummy style. Understand that in order for you to be a new and improved you, you have to get emotionally involved with things that are productive. The main thing, the main emotional thing that the world is using against you right now is laughter. Laughter is an emotion, not a happy mood. You can be happy. You can be happy in life. And what makes you happy is you being where you want to be. Right now, laughter is being used against you. You're scrolling, you're laughing at these pranks and stuff like that on a consistent basis, and you fell in love, you got emotionally involved with junk. And if you get emotionally involved with junk, you're in a very sticky situation. So you have to work 10 times harder just to get back to those good times because you became weak. I need you guys to understand that. The problem is, it's not the fact that you don't have goals or your goals are just too high. The problem is that you're right here. This is the problem. You're here in this low vibration. In order to solve that vibration, you have to get right here. I don't care if you don't got a degree. I don't care if you are just in the worst situation possible in the environment you're in. It all starts with up here. because the smallest part is the body. The body only does what's going on up here. This is just an instrument of expression. Okay? See, now you have antennas on your head. The antennas, what you know, is what you can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. You don't want those to be the main triggers that dictates what expresses through here. You do not want the outside world controlling what's going on here in the emotional mind. Because up here in the conscious mind, you have an ability to reject bad information. Even when you have a bad habit or a bad thought. When you have a bad thought, like, man, the sun is out, I'm about to go out and have me a good drink. You can instantly be like, no, I don't want to do that. I rebuke those thoughts. I have a goal. I made a decision to be here. And I know if I indulge in those bad thoughts and those bad habits, I will end up back here. You see, the universe has no choice but to give you what you put out. You don't find wealthy people hanging out with poor people because of the way they live their life, the way they think is up here, not down here. Now they might come feed the media and stuff like that, but that's still them up here. You have to understand that in order for you to be here, you have to imagine and believe that you can be there. And you have to do the activity. Faith without works is dead. That's why the physical factor is so important in this. Now, understand. Excuse me. You have a lot of power into you. Once you start to create that new and improved you, you're going to get emotionally involved. Emotionally involved with you staying up there. And best believe that this paradigm will be fighting very hard for you to come back down to where you were. But we don't want that to happen. So how do we keep doing it? Affirmations, repetition on productivity every day in life. I want you to understand that the only way we're going to get here is if we just keep feeding the good dog, keep abiding by what Yah told you, continue to deny yourself. Now you may have a slip up that might bring you here, but instantly you should recognize that, rebuke those activities, rebuke those thoughts, and get right back up here. See, right here you feel like $990,000. But up here you feel like $1 million. You see what I'm saying, guys? So understand that throughout time, you're going to be able to create that new and improved you. And it's very important for you to practice. Affirmations are everything. Recognize that you are the problem. It's not him, it's not her, it's not the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father gave you breath. Your mom and dad birthed you. The Heavenly Father gave you breath. You chose your friends. You chose to make bad decisions. All you have to do is just make the right choices, and I promise that you will live a better life. But you have to say no. You can't care about how somebody's going to feel if you block their number, with the names that they're going to call you, or anything like that. It's all about you. And if you don't put yourself in the right situation, then how are you going to be able to put others in the right situation? How are you going to be able to put on? You know what I'm saying? So understand that it is not selfish for you to put yourself first, but what is selfish is for you to try to get others to live how you want them to live. It's black and white. You can't be on the fence about things. It's either you're going to make it or you're not going to make it. Either way, the world will still continue to spin with or without you. You don't need to catch up on social media. You don't need to stay up to date with the news. If it's real important, somebody will tell you about it on your daily journey. Understand that you choose to fill your head with junk. If you're not doing business on social media, I highly advise you to delete it. If your friends aren't on the same, if your friends are not on the frequency that you want to be on, I highly advise you to delete them. It is dire for you to surround yourself with good habits, productivity, efficiency. Understand that. Fspm, financial, spiritual, physical, mental fitness. Now understand that I'm going to have a course coming soon that's going to dive deep into this stuff. I'm just trying to think about how much I'm pricing. I'm thinking about $500 a month, so that way you can get a deeper in depth and more one-on-ones and stuff like that, so we can really focus on where you want to be and how you're going to get there. Because I can help you do that. I don't care what you want to be. What I'm here to do is to help you believe it. I love you guys, and I'm out of here. Bye.